Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Sherry's Kitchen. It's good to see everybody today. It's extremely cold here in Chicago. It's below zero, and that wind chill is so cold that I'm going to be in my kitchen cooking for the next few days because I don't think it's safe to go outside. I wanted to tell you about a few changes that you'll be noticing with me in 2021. I've decided to take a new direction, and as you can see from my new apron, I have started a new venture, and I call it the Vegan Volunteer Corps. Why have I done this, you might ask, and what does this mean, Vegan Volunteer Corps? Well, I have been working in the field of plant-based nutrition for the last 10 years. I've taught cooking classes, I've taught other people how to conduct cooking classes. I've been on a nonprofit board, but I thought it was time for a change. And the change that I'm looking for is to inspire you and everyone you know to share the resources that we have to help those who are in need to get healthy plant foods. So for example, when I go back for my second COVID shot in about 3 weeks, it's in an area that is a very poor area. And so what I'm going to do is, using my own resources, I will prepare some meal kits with some plant foods that I will just hand out to anybody who comes out of that Walgreens who is interested in taking some healthy food home to prepare a nice dinner for themselves and their family that evening. So that's what I'd like to inspire all of you to think about as we start this new movement together, which I hope will spread all over the world, because it's not just here in the United States that people are hungry and need healthy food to combat all of our chronic diseases. It's all over the world, so let's do this together. But today, I'm going to show you how I make one of my favorite casseroles, and it's called a turkey tetrazzini a la soy curl casserole. I got this recipe from a woman in Ohio where I used to live. Her name is Helen, and she has an organization called the Healthy Librarian, and she makes all these beautiful plant-based dishes. This is one of my favorites. So let's get started. I've gone ahead, as I usually do, and I've done a few things ahead of time so that you don't have to stand here and watch me stir a pot. So this is what I did. I took a bunch of vegetables, and Dale, if you could just follow me over here. Let me show everybody what I did ahead of time. I took one big onion and chopped it up. I took 8 ounces of mushrooms and one big portobello mushroom that I chopped up. And I simply let them cook until they softened in a fry pan. That's it. So I put the lid on, and in about 5-6 minutes, look what I had. A beautiful, beautiful concoction here. So that will go into our recipe later. Now I'm going to show you how to make the delicious sauce that we're going to combine with these vegetables, along with this pasta that I went ahead and pre-cooked. It is a gluten-free brown rice capellini pasta, which you can buy at any grocery store. And I just went ahead and cooked it, and I threw it into this big bowl. So let's make the sauce. So I just want to show you this too. So some of you might be saying, well, what the heck are soy curls? Well, this is the package that I get them in. They're Butler soy curls. All these are rehydrated soy curls. That's all they are. They're dry when you get them. I put 2 cups of water, warm water, in a bowl, just let them soak. And now watch what I do with them. I'm going to put them in the strainer. Come on over here, in the sink, because we're going to use these to put into the recipe as well. And I take my hands, which of course have been washed, and I simply squeeze the water out of them, because you want them nice and dry. And this is the substitute for turkey. So you don't use any animal products, of course, in my cooking, but it's all plants. And then you can cut some of the big pieces up, just tear them up like this. And that's it. So that's pretty well squeezed out. So we'll use this in a few minutes. Let me just wash my hands real quick. Okay. So on to the sauce. what we're going to do is I'm going to use my Vitamix blender, as I usually do, and I've got it plugged in, so we've got no mishaps today. And let me just check my recipe. So what I've done is I've taken 2 cups of this vegetable broth, which is oil-free and salt-free, which is very important. And I put it into a little saucepan over here. And what I'm going to do is I've heated it up, and it's not quite boiling, but it's nice and hot. Okay. Just checking my directions to make sure I've got it right. So we go back over here to the Vitamix, and I'm going to put in 2 cups of, all right, now I'm going to put in a ½ cup of raw cashews, sorry about that, and just 1 cup of plant milk. Now I use soy milk, but you can use any plant milk that is unsweetened that you like. Could be almond milk, could be oat milk, any one of them. And I'm going to blend this together for a minute here. All right, here we go. One thing I'm going to add in here, I'm going to take a ½ teaspoon of what's called poultry seasoning. Now I'm going to use a lot more of this stuff because this is what gives it the flavor. So let me put about a ½ teaspoon in now into that mixture, and I'll just continue to blend it. See how simple that is? That's all you have to do. Now I take this concoction over here. Let's see now. I'm going to make sure I've got it right. Okay. Okay, so we're going to take 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and I'm going to whisk it into 1 additional cup of my plant milk. Just whisk it up. It takes just a second to combine it like that. Perfect. Then we walk on over here to my vegetable broth that is almost boiling, and I'm going to stir in what I just mixed, the cornstarch along with the plant milk. And you just cook this until it starts to thicken. So I'm going to stir this. This is our one part that you'll have to hold on for while it thickens. So let's talk a little bit more about the Vegan Volunteer Corps while this is cooking. First of all, I want you to know that this is not a business. I am not doing this to make money. As a matter of fact, as many of you know, I've written a book called Staying Alive, Healing from Heart Disease, a Survivor's Story. And I want you to know that all of the profits that I will get from selling my book will all go to feeding people in need. Every penny. There are no administrative costs, there is no nonprofit cost. This is just a volunteer grassroots movement. So think about your own community. What could you do to make life better for people who are needing food? How can you introduce our way of living and eating that people will enjoy? If you belong to an organization or if you just want to do something on your own, anything is possible. So what I would ask all of you to do is to write on my Facebook page ideas that you have. Let me know how I can help you organize events. I am really good at it. I just organized a big food drive here in Chicago where we collected over 900 pounds of plant-based foods that we delivered to a local food pantry. So that means that people were able to eat our wonderful, healthy chili for dinner. And that makes me feel good. So that's the only reason that I'm doing this now. But I really do need your help and I need your ideas, and let's all work together on this. Okay, so you can see this is thickening down here. That took about a minute, didn't it? So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this down a little lower because it's getting nice and warm. I'm going to take the mixture that I put in my Vitamix, This is the milk with the cashews, and I'm going to add it to this pan. Oh yeah. Look how pretty that is. It's really getting nice and thick. I mean, it's going to be a sauce that we're going to put into our casserole. So I'm going to cook it up just for another minute. Make sure that it's getting nice and thick. I'll turn this up just a little. And I'm going to read my directions because I don't know about you, but I like to double check to make sure I'm doing everything just right. Yes, I am. Okay. But there is something I know that we're going to add to this in a second. So it's called sherry wine. What a coincidence. Named after me. Anyway, I'm just taking a half a cup of sherry wine, and let's put some flavor into this sauce. Let's add this wine. Ah, there we go. Now, you can also add more poultry seasoning, which I think really is delicious. You don't have to measure. I'm just going to throw some more in. I'm going to throw in a little bit of pepper. Here's some pepper. And you can add some salt. I may add just a teeny bit. Be careful with salt, of course. We don't want to add too much to our food, but just a little. You can always add a little salt on top of your dish if you feel it needs it, or any other type of seasoning you like. Okay, there you go. Now, I always advise people to taste the food as you're cooking it too. So I sort of know, what ingredients taste good in the right proportions, but do take a teaspoon when you're cooking the sauce and adjust the seasonings. You might want more poultry seasoning, more pepper, whatever it is you like. Okay, how's that look, Dale?
Pretty good.
Oh, good. Does that look nice and thick? Getting there? I think it's getting thick. Does it say to let it boil? No, we don't have to let it boil. We're going to turn it off in about 10 seconds. I'm going to give it 10 more seconds to thicken. There we go. It's beautiful. This is such a comfort food too. Dale, is this one of your favorite dishes?
It is.
What do you like about it?
Well, it has the taste of turkey without eating turkey, and it's just delicious. It really is.
Okay, I think we're ready to do our combining. Okay, let me get my things ready here. So the first thing I'm going to do is simply take all these delicious vegetables that I've pre-cooked, throw them in there, get the spoon out so I can get every last bit, put it all in there. And notice how the juice is cooked down on this because I let them saute until the liquid was all gone. Because as you know, onions and mushrooms, they're full of water, and so you do want to let that evaporate. Now I'm putting the soy curls in. There we go. And now for the best part, we just take the sauce and we put it in. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby, that's the sauce. Let's get it all in there. You don't want to miss a drop of this sauce. This is so healthy for you. So healthy for you. The only thing that's really got some fat in it, now the soy curls a little bit, but the cashews, but they aren't very many, so it's fine. Now what we do is we just stir it all together like this. I want to mix it up beautifully. Oh boy. And then you just put it into a big 9x12 baking pan. And I think I'm going to cover it with some foil. And then I'll take the foil off later to brown it at the end because you don't want it to burn, but I'll double check that, okay? I don't want to give you the wrong advice. And I'll also post this recipe. When I post this video, I will add the recipe in. So if for some reason it doesn't appear right away, give me a few minutes. I just have to go ahead and add that into the comment section so you'll be able to see it. Okay, now I'm going to take this big pan here, move all of this out of the way so I have room to work. I'm going to put the whole thing in there. Oh boy. Let's get everything out. We don't want to leave anything in there. And I know this will last us for a couple days, won't it, Dale? I hope.
Yeah, no more than 2 though.
Maybe not more than
No, it goes pretty fast.
It does go fast in our house. We have hearty appetites, don't we? And that's it. Now, I'm just thinking, you know what I'm going to throw on top of it? I think it'll be pretty. Let's take just a little paprika. Yeah, let's just do a little paprika on top. Give it a little color. Oh yeah, that looks pretty. Haven't done this before. It just came to me this moment. Okay, there we go. It's just regular paprika, not smoked paprika, because that will change the taste. That's it. So, I'm going to just check the direction. Let's see if we need to cover it. Let's see here. Yep, cover the casserole. Okay, let me get my foil out. Be right back. Okay, I'll put this on top. And into the oven it goes. And I think we bake it for, let's see, how long does it take? About 30 minutes, and then I'll uncover it the last 15 minutes so it can brown. So let me go over here, and I'll put this into my preheated 350-degree oven. And there's dinner, it's all ready. So, thank you so much for joining me today and hearing me talk about the Vegan Volunteer Corps. I look forward to your comments about what I've proposed today. And I'm going to be back tomorrow, Super Bowl Sunday, because I have 2 recipes that I think you'll really enjoy making for your family. One is a spinach artichoke dip that was created by Kim Campbell from Plant Pure Nation. It is the best spinach artichoke dip I have ever made. And secondly, I'm going to make some really hot and spicy cauliflower wings that come from another cookbook. Let me just check. Oh yeah, comes from this cookbook, the Thug cookbook. These wings are just so unbelievably good. They're so spicy. Now, he has a lot of oil in his recipes, but I just cut it out and it makes no difference. It'll be delicious. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we cook up some Super Bowl appetizers. Have a wonderful Saturday and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.